I have my secretary here.
Yes.
Oh. Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo-Woo. But today we have four Crones in the Woo-Woo. Welcome to the screen, Tracy Paquin with Krista Ducharme and Damaris Samolinski and myself. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I am the owner of Creative Command Coaching and Consulting, your Dragon Slayer Crone. To my side, I have Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And down below, as always, supporting us from beneath is Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And Tracy there makes the best freaking shortbread cookies you ever want to taste. So just say
Anyway,
anyway,
thank you.
Yep, so she's McGilvery Shortbread Company.
There you go. McGilvery Shortbread Company. Awesome. Well, you know, we've all got to like check in on our weeks and stuff, but I'm guessing that Tracy and Krista's has been the most exciting. So let's let them start. How you doing, ladies?
Good. Fabulous. Fantastic.
That's awesome. So first of all, how was your flight over to Amsterdam?
It was really good.
Awesome.
Thankfully, even though my flight was delayed leaving Boston, I managed to get into Heathrow on time and not miss my connecting flight.
Did not miss. That's good.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
That's,
and then
holidays and stuff.
Yeah. Well, not so much right in Europe for Thanksgiving.
No.
It's just a regular old week.
Yeah.
And but my connecting flight ended up being late. And when we finally got onto it, they were just like, okay, go. Just get in a seat. Once we're in the air, everybody can get where they belong. It's like, sit down.
Yeah, the best part was when they got off the plane. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sure.
So we had like almost an hour delay, I think it was. And so by the time we got into Brussels, a lot of people were very close to missing their connecting flights to wherever they were going on. And multiple times they were saying about only the people who are going for connecting flights can stand up once we land. You do not, and everybody cannot stand up unless you have a connecting flight. And because the flight attendants had already spoken to everybody for connecting flights, they knew when this one woman who stood up wasn't on a connecting flight. Then they were like, Madame, you sit down. You sit down. You can't be up. And I'm like, I like how y'all work.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
They mean it when they want you to be orderly.
Yes.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And they
And
won't
I'm like,
take
cool,
no
I can
crap.
No. And I was like, I'm in no rush, not at all. I don't mind being the last off. It's okay. Nobody yell at me. I don't need to be yelled at. Thank you very much.
Right.
And then going through the passport agents, one woman was being yelled at by one of the passport workers, and there was a language disconnect. And I'm like, you don't need to speak whatever language she's speaking, which I'm fairly certain was French, because just by the sign language alone, I knew standing in line what she wanted the woman to do. And she still wasn't getting it. And I'm like, damn, they don't mind yelling at people here. Follow the rules.
Yikes.
In what country was that? Oh. Okay, what country was that?
Belgium.
Belgium? Clockmakers, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not playing over there.
No,
Right?
no, follow the instructions, god damn it.
Right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yes.
No chocolate for you.
That's it. They're very big on their rules, and they're very big on everyone following their rules.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it because, frankly, it's cut and it's dry. There is no ambiguity. There is no shades of
water,
gray.
right?
Yeah, it's like this is okay. I'm on it. I can follow what you're saying. So yeah, it was
I was
good.
watching a show the other day, and this little kid who was, like this clean prodigy, like most little kids are just whirlwind tornadoes to a room. This little kid's like organized and, clean, and everybody's looking at him sideways like, you're a freak. And he just looks up at the grown-ups and says, you know what? Organization saves time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. It does.
It does. That's awesome. Yeah.
I never heard like that before, but yeah. So he must be Belgian by love.
Could be.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Mama Crow's like, right where you stand. Awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it is lovely to see you beautiful sisters together in the same screen. And it's so nice.
I know, it's so exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Yeah, Italy's not going to know what hit him.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many Christmas markets have you gone to so far?
Oh,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Four. Yeah, we did one every day since she arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, then we flew here to Italy. We went to Christmas Alley here in Naples. That's where we were coming back from at a brisk pace.
Mm-hmm.
Breakneck at points. It was like, oh, crap. What? I thought it was just 4:30. How did it get to be 5:20?
The traveling crone.
There we go. So we're running down the road. But yes, so we went to Christmas Alley where we are. I don't believe here in Naples they have markets. However, Zachary wants to go to Rome. So we may get to squeeze in a market real quick.
Nice. That'll be
So,
fun.
Yeah, they're actually here for a nice port visit. And he has leave with us. So that means we're going to go, we're going to go to do, a variety of different things. But the big part was he wanted us to meet him in Italy because this is where he was born. And he left when he was 6 months old. So he's never really, he's like, so this country that I was born in that you speak of.
So how does he like it?
Well, he'll like it better after he's slept.
Yeah.
And so he's in bed and asleep right now, hence why he's not on screen, on this side of me.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So yeah, he works the night shift on board right now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's like, I work from 1900 until 07 and I'm in bed usually at noon. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So by the time 3 p.m. after we went out for lunch, it was like, he needs to go back to the Airbnb and crash for a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kevin walked back with him and let him crash out. And well, Tracy and I went and explored Christmas Alley.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun.
That's
And of
fun.
course, we get to drink lovely Italian wine.
Awesome. Awesome. So what is that one there that you're drinking?
Do we know the name? The bottle? What kind of wine?
I'm not real sure.
It's from Mondragone. It's local.
Okay.
Aspetta.
Un momento.
Here we go.
Vino locale.
It's a vino. It's a local vino.
Very nice. Very nice.
So-
Shout out to today's sponsor of the program, Getting Tracy Schnackered.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Sue says it's red.
So here we go. And
Kind of
Kevin's
wine are you
enjoying.
drinking red.
And
Yeah.
Kevin's like, and this is what I'm enjoying, Peroni.
Oh, is that a beer? An ale?
It's an Italian beer. It's a good everyday kind of beer. It's good in Italy.
Okay. So that's the Bud Light of Italy, basically?
More like the MGD.
Oh, okay.
Miller Draft.
Yeah, Miller Genuine
Miller
Draft.
Genuine Draft. Yeah. Yeah, I'd
Right
say
on.
that because that's what I remember when we lived here back in the 90s.
Mhm.
At the time we were MGD drinkers. Now I've long since passed that. That's way too late.
That's training
Like,
wheels beer.
yeah, I'm like MGD for me is like drinking water.
Well, after you've lived how long near Germany?
Yeah, compared to what
You
I
can't do
what
it.
I
It's not real beer, right?
yeah, it's like what the Belgians. You want my
Oh.
personal opinion? The Belgians, their
Yeah.
beer is amazing. Okay, Tamara, thank you. Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm someone who's very chatty at the moment.
Huh?
So yeah, but it's good. But this is here we're enjoying red wine. So
Phenomenal. Well, to Miss Damaris, how is
Yes.
things, in your neck of the woods? And you'll excuse me for a second. I need one more ingredient for what I'm drinking. Hold on.
okay, you go.
I'll wait till she gets back.
Oh, okay. So
What are you drinking, Damaris?
I'm not drinking anything. It's like noon over here. So,
Well, water's
just probably
acceptable.
water. I need to drink more water. I don't drink
Water's always acceptable. I
Yeah.
have that
This
too.
is water, right?
Water of life.
Yeah. I need to drink more water. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
They say that we're supposed to drink half of our body weight. Like if 100 pounds, not that I'm not 100 pounds, but like 50 ounces of water if you're 100 pounds. Like you're supposed to drink half your body weight daily. I don't do that. It's something I have to put into my New Year resolution.
But don't make a resolution.
Yeah,
You
no, I
want to
have
make
to-
a commitment because resolution, you already the energy is just
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next month.
Well,
Yes.
it's resolving things, and that's fixing things, and fixing things never fixes things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking
And-
about water, how I have to drink more water because the ladies were asking me what I was drinking. And I said I should be drinking water. And I don't drink enough. What is
Yeah.
that, honey?
Honey.
This
Yes.
is the honey. This
You're
is
drinking
actually
tea?
this is today's other sponsor of the program, raw honey from right here in Vermont. Let's see here. Oh, Shaftesbury, Vermont. So it's the next town north.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
So-
supposed to eat local honey too. by the way.
Yes. That
Exactly.
helps with allergies.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to point out with it, because when it's raw, it's got all the little bits in it that
Yeah.
the FDA goes, oh, you can't have that. That might help you fight off illness. No,
Yeah.
They'll lose
And,
money,
Yes.
Well,
Can't have that. They'll lose money. They can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody did get well. So, and this is my winter tea. You can't see it. I'm not going to tilt it over my keyboard for show you,
Yeah.
Look up.
because that's a blonde thing I would do. But I made a
A
new,
blonde thing she would do.
oh yeah, I do the stupidest shit.
And you are a blonde. You are a blonde.
Yep. I come by it naturally.
Yes.
So, but I made my winter tea. Only this year, I upgraded it a little bit. So we have 4 whole lemons cut, not peeled, just cut, put into half gallon of water, spring water from the creek, literally.
Awesome.
And then probably about, I want to say 3 inches of ginger. Shit,
Nice.
peeled and sliced thin, and then 4 cloves, nice fat
That's
cloves
nice.
of garlic peeled
That's
and,
really
and
nice.
shaved thin. Put that in a half gallon of spring water, let it boil, and then let it steep for about 20 minutes. And then after all that's done, then I put the honey in, and it's about it's a half cup for a half gallon, full cup for a full gallon.
Mhm.
And this tea will help your immune system ward off all of that seasonal sludge that happens in the winter.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't want to say the F word. I don't want to say the C word, but it will help fend off all of that sludge that comes out of the air filters, everywhere we go. So cheers.
Cheers to you. I like it. I like
Gayle,
it.
Can you post that recipe on the Woo Woo page?
I can.
This is the Woo Network, by the way.
Yeah, in our Woo network. Yes.
On the Woo Network, yes.
On our Woo network.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, there's a question here I'm going to show. Damaris, did you get your hair cut?
Yes, and it's like sticking up a little bit.
It looks amazing.
It does.
It
Adorable.
does.
It does. Your hair looks great.
Thank
No, you
you.
just look like you have movement. Your hair
Yeah.
has movement.
Well, it was getting
as
too
well.
long. And so he chopped it up a little bit, like, in layers,
Mhm.
Nice.
The
It
back
looks
was really
cute.
long.
The back is really long.
It was.
Oh, it was.
It was.
I was like, oh my gosh, your hair is already long. But what do you mean it's really long?
Thank you too. Yeah, it was getting too long. And at nighttime, I like put it up. And then I put it like in a little bun, and it was just a mess. So I'm like, I need a haircut.
Yeah.
So I went yesterday.
Well, it looks awesome.
Thank
It does. It
you.
looks
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
How is the weather in New York?
It's about 50, I think, right now. It's not that bad.
That's not bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Although this morning the windows were frosted. They were, I had to warm up the car for a little bit before I went out. Yeah. But now it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this holds a little bit more so people can get their Christmas trees home and decorated.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
did mine already the day after Thanksgiving, but mine is not it's fake. Mine is a fake tree.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
I
Fabulous.
generally don't like to get a new tree until like 3 weeks before Christmas for myself, because by then it starts getting dried out and
Yeah.
I get bored with trying to crawl underneath it and water it.
Put sugar in your water. As soon as it comes, yes, boil up, make a simple syrup.
Okay.
And when you make sure it's a fresh cut at the bottom, when you put it in the stand, and you want to have a large stand that, frequently people get little stands for their
That's
trees.
only big enough for the trunk itself kind of thing.
Yeah, you want a really big one. Lowe's, well, that's where I got mine. It's really big, and they have a great one, and it was like $60. It's not a cheap thing, but let me tell you, that sucker is amazing. So the stand, you make sure it's a fresh cut at the bottom. You fill the container once you get the tree in the first time with a strong, simple syrup. Not a 1-for-1 exactly, but you want it stronger, with sugar. Put it in there, and then you just keep adding that a sugar water into it, and you'll find that it'll last longer. And the other thing is, do not put your tree near a heating vent or a heater, and it will last longer. If your room is colder, your tree will last longer.
That makes sense. Not something that I would ever necessarily think about, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I learned it as well as working when we weren't selling pumpkins. We sold Christmas trees.
At Stalker.
At
Right?
Stalker Farms. And this is also sponsored by Stalker Farms in Snohomish, Washington. Tell Keith and Janet that Krista said hi.
You guys are too funny.
Highly recommend it, actually. They are a place. When my last season there, we were selling like 8 different types of Christmas trees. And they were amazing. So, yeah. And if you aren't aware of it, prices for trees will probably be higher this year for fresh ones because there is a shortage.
That's why I also got a fake tree, because a real tree was like almost $200. And yeah, and then we bought a fake one for like $400, and that will last us a couple of Christmases. So
Yeah.
Gosh.
we went that route.
Oh, $400 for the fake tree. Even the fake tree prices have gone up
Yeah.
insanely quickly.
It was, and then we were just like, we just should get a fake one. We ordered one online, and it came, and that's it. And that one will, be around for a couple of Christmases.
That is. So yeah. Yeah, no. And then when you go to, if you have a real tree, a recommendation, when you undecorate it and you're getting ready to get rid of it, find a goat farm. Goats love Christmas trees.
Oh, nice.
All right, Krista, you get to put those 3 Christmas tree tips in our Woo Network.
I can do that.
Let's have more water. Let's drink more water.
That's right.
And I'll add about drinking more water. Yeah, you do that. And yes, because you can write on.
Yes,
I was going to say,
no.
yeah, you can write
You
on
have,
the back.
you have a
of the-
secretary today. That's wonderful. Tracy, you're wonderful.
She is
The
wonderful.
secretary. I thought I got out of this business.
Yeah, well, at least we're fun.
Krista's
Allison
a
is too
Christmas tree
funny.
crone.
You've been dubbed the Christmas tree crone.
I'm the Christmas tree crone. There you go. That I love it. I actually even have a pretty tree, a Christmas tree headpiece I can wear. Next week when I'm
Next
home.
week.
Hey, this really brings up a really good point, Allison. Who knew I'd get all the Christmas tree tricks here? Because when I think of Crones, when I think of the wisdom of Crones, we're talking about old witch magic, druids, right?
Yeah.
Forest magic, and most of these traditions that we tend to follow for Christmas are adopted in from those northern nature religion.
Loving people.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that you would get all the Christmas tree woo here.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got a battle. Can we start auctioning her off, maybe?
Your mother wants you back, Tracy.
I think her new
Thanks,
boss
Mom.
is going
I miss
to
you
have a bid in
too.
there somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, you can share her a little bit, Mom. She's here to visit and play with me. And we've been playing. Oh, look. And here's the funny thing. Allison really wants Tracy back.
How's that going, Allison?
So Allison Tracy ran the office that Allison works.
But she's no longer there, right?
Right.
Nope. She's gone.
Yep.
She's a commodity.
Yeah, she is a hot commodity.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because she has headhunters sending her stuff too.
Yeah, today I got a text from somebody.
Hey.
It's going.
Well, hang in there, Allison.
Yes.
And it's okay to say no.
You have to miss her, but hang in there.
And Allison, I'm just going to give you here's a tip. It's okay to say no without any explanation. Seriously,
Yeah.
It is okay to say no.
Yeah. No is a complete sentence.
Well,
Complete sentence.
yeah, I know who that's from. Yeah. Tell her hello for me.
Aw.
Awesome. All right. Well, we got to get into the business of the day, Damaris and everybody else. So you ready to hit this?
Go.
All right.
All right. So on December 3rd, which I think is Saturday, Neptune goes direct. So Neptune has been in retrograde for a while. It's in the sign of Pisces. Neptune, as I said, Jupiter and Neptune are both planets of ascension and planets of getting into our spiritual selves. So we are all spiritual beings having a physical experience, although some people don't realize that. And so the problem with Neptune is that either we can be too inspired and too, spiritually connected or not. And so when we're not, we can be easily influenced, we can be gullible, we can be confused, we can be lost, really. And so while it's direct, it's a time of us getting back into who we are and not be led or easily influenced. And so it's this battle between dark and light. The Piscean age was the age of darkness. The Aquarian age is the age of light. And so they say that, the truth will set us free. Are we going to live in a world of falsehood, or in a world of seeing the truth and seeing our own reality, our own truth? I feel, and I don't know what you guys are, thinking or believing, but because we lived in a dark age, we were lied to all our lives of who we really are. The soul is so vast. And so, I've even heard that there was a bunch of books taken out of the Bible, like 777 books extracted from the Bible. And I feel like a lot of that information was to inform us of who we really are on a soul level and how capable we are. But we've been numbed down and dumbed down. And so it is time for us to really find that light within us. They are saying that, one little bit of our DNA holds billions of data, billions of data, a little bit of our DNA. So imagine what when they say the universe is within us, it literally is. We have ancient wisdom from the beginning of, creation. But if we don't get into who we really are, we're never going to see that. We're just going to be following what we're told. Talk about, law and order, or talk about following order. We do. So we have, we can, get to where we need to get quicker. But at the same time, there's a boundary there, right? How much are we going to follow orders before we can, determine our own destiny, if you will? And that's what this Neptune energy is really all about. It's about breaking free of the matrix, I call it, breaking free of, people telling us what to do and, how to go about our lives, and really breaking free of that. I feel, especially with that number one, and I'll talk about it in a minute, the number one is really about leadership. It's about self-reliance. It's about, becoming the commander in chief of ourselves. I see the earth as earth school. And so the real master's degree is becoming self-reliant and mastering the lessons of earth school and becoming who we came here to be. And so that number one also relates to what I'm talking about with the Neptune energy in Pisces. And so it's really about freeing ourselves. But so many of us are so, in the matrix, if you will, that it's going to take a long time for them to really, not believe what social media says or mainstream media says. They can't fathom that they could be lying, to keep us in a program, which that's what, you see the menu on television and it says programming, it's a program. And so we have to literally get out of that matrix. And that movie, The Matrix, was actually a documentary where, we do have to get out of that, matrix. I don't know what you guys have to add to that.
No, I was listening. Tracy was just reading something on Facebook. Well, I can't remember what it was. It was yesterday as we were traveling down here. And she's like, oh, did you know, blah, 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 whatever it was. And she says, it's absolutely 1,010% true because it's on Facebook. No, I mean, we were being sarcastic.
No, yes.
In the whole thing. And it made me laugh with what you were saying, because it is about programming and so many people, because, and we've talked about it, our algorithms.
Yes.
Make sure that we see what we like.
Exactly.
Right. Whether it's on Facebook, Google ads, whatever it might be, because whatever you're searching for, will pop up. Kevin, actually, he's funny. He's like, I'm trying to, edit down what I'm looking at, but Facebook keeps making suggestions of things I should follow.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's how they make money, right? The companies, right?
Yeah. And so, but it's interesting because there are those of us who observe it and we know, and we make those comments, out loud, we'll say it. And then we were looking something else up and you said, oh my God, they're listening.
No, I was telling this story about the last time I was in Italy, how I had the best steak of my life at the old Peroni beer factory in Rome.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm scrolling through Facebook, probably not long before I saw this thing that was 1,000% true. And there's this ad for Peroni beer, and I'm like,
they're listening. They're listening through the phone. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's the algorithms, right?
Yes.
It picks up keywords of what you're saying.
I also, it's it's all about propaganda too. Like, like somebody said to me the other day, it's like, how does the Easter bunny come into like Easter? Like, how did that come about? Like, what is that about? You know what I mean?
Druids, Northern European religious rites of spring.
Even Christmas, right? It's all about exchanging gifts and craziness.
I'm really upset that all of those egg-laying bunnies are now extinct. Damn it.
Yes.
well, that's because they're egg-laying lions, right? And they lay chocolate eggs.
Chocolate eggs, yes. But seriously, it's
seen
just,
that
we have to go back to the origin, I feel, of who we really are.
Right.
Thinking
and
about this
and figure out where all of this information is coming to us from and where the vested interest lies.
Yes.
It's like walking. You need to use a term that actually you need to walk the cat back, right?
Yeah.
You need to walk backwards and find where it begins, where the beginning lies.
Yeah.
Where things originate from.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a tendency, as wonderful and as fabulous as the World Wide Web is, and believe me, I love it because I'm a huge researcher. I love to research. I don't know where I do know where I get it from, but that's besides the point. And it's a great help. Kevin and Tracy and I were having a conversation about how researching when we were in college was all the Dewey Decimal System, and how you had to, go to the library for hours on it, just to get things where we have it right at our fingertips.
Yeah.
But people, because we have it at our fingertips, rather than really doing that research to find validity in what it is.
Yeah.
We just trust.
I feel like ignorance.
Hold on a second. Let's pull that apart just for a second, because we believed that what we were told in the research that we did under the Dewey Decimal System was actually the truth. Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
right. And for that time, it was the truth allowed to us.
Yes.
It was what was approved by the scientists to be put into scientific journals and peer reviewed and all of this other stuff. So the stuff that is woo, the stuff that is touchy-feely, the stuff that is non-repeatable and fails the scientific method was never allowed into that world.
Yeah. Well, look at the witches in Salem, right? They burned them, because they were, natural healers, and that wasn't supposed to be.
They burned them because they were property owners and no husbands.
Well, there was some of that, yeah.
So what do you mean, no husbands?
I mean that they were widows that had they owned their own property because their husbands had died. Or
they had the property that was their husband's.
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah. And so
or
that
else
would
they
have
were
gone back to the magistrates of the town if they were removed from the equation. That's one motive. The other thing that there's a really good argument for was that the grain was moldy, essentially. And when that grain molds, it becomes hallucinogenic.
Mm.
And as the grain went out, basically, like they used it all up, sanity returned. So I mean, there's a lot to that.
There's a lot. Yeah, there definitely is. But then again, we go back to that Neptune energy. What's real, what's false, right? We go back to that. And, even thinking about the whole pandemic in 2020 and, is it political science or is it, what kind of science is it? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, these are things that we have to look into. And like Krista was saying, we have a computer, a held hand computer. So ignorance is a choice. At this point,
I don't disagree with that, but I do, because a lot of what's going on right now is that you cannot trust what you find on that handheld computer.
That's true too.
So when you're doing your research, it's a whole lot more comfortable and safer back in the days of the Dewey Decimal System, when you believed you could trust what the information you found was the truth.
Because it had a vetting process.
Yes.
But you have to also then look at follow the money, right? Who owns these,
it's all about following
search engines, right? Right? And so we've been lied to, and we have to now in this energy of Neptune, we have to go back to the origin, and we have to go back and go within, and we have to connect to source, and we have to channel that information. Really, that's what it is. And that's what the energy is about with this direct, Neptune going direct in Pisces.
Now, when Neptune goes direct, are we going to feel more confident in trusting the source of what information is and so on? We'll be able to see that more clearly, right?
100%. But you know what? Like I was talking to a lady the other day, and her fiance just passed away not too long ago. And she wants to connect with him. And, I gave her the information for this medium that I know, but it was too expensive for her. And I said, but you know what? Just go into stillness, just go into quiet mode, just go within and you'll connect, because just like the medium can connect, so can everybody else. It's just that we don't believe we can. It's just that we don't go into the space that we have to go into in order to connect to that energy. And so she was like, well, I'm going to try. And I was like, go ahead and do so, because the veils are lifting right now. And it's time for everybody to realize that we all have these psychic abilities and these psychic powers, is what I was saying before. The universe is literally inside of us. One little drop of our DNA has billions of data. We're a walking computer, if you will. You know what I mean? Holding information.
We have all the knowledge within.
We do. And it's just a matter of wanting it.
Akashic records.
Yes, absolutely. That's it, Gayle. And it's a matter of, if you want it enough, then make the time for it. Go into a quiet space, go into mindfulness, meditation, whatever you want to call it, and get in touch with it. And that's what this is about. It's not about being influenced or easily misguided or, being confused. Get in touch with it yourself, right? And that's what it is. And so the number one, as I was saying before, the number one is a masculine energy, is like Adam, the first male, right? If you will, it's that masculine action taker. That's what it is. The masculine energy is about taking action. The feminine energy is about, being in touch with your intuition. And then the masculine is about taking that action, after you receive the messages, right? It's not sitting on the messages. It's not, brushing it off like so many of us have done. We get an intuition and we're like, no, that's not right. We brush it off. The intuition is your compass, right? So that energy of the number one is becoming, as I said before, is becoming the commander in chief within yourself. It's not waiting for someone to save you, not waiting for government, anybody to save you. It's you saving yourself and breaking free out of the matrix, really is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. All right. Well, my dears, I know we got another batch coming in soon, but we still have some of these.
Yeah, we do.
Krista? Where'd she go? What did you do with her?
She's only right here. She hasn't gone far. Tracy's here. She just wanted to go off camera.
It's her segment. Shouldn't she be the star?
She should. She should. Do we allow this? All right, fine. She can be.
Okay, well.
I love Lapis.
So this was so funny. As you were talking, Damaris, all I could think of was yet again the perfect stone. The perfect stone. So Tracy, I'm gonna bring up, we were talking about Lapis, and she remembered a class that she attended at my house when I lived back in Chesapeake that was taught by the Stone Woman. Her name is Darlene Stern. And she taught a class about Lapis. And the part about Lapis that Tracy remembers is that, of course, it's about wisdom, your wisdom, and it is a great stone for truth, but not just your truth. It's a wonderful stone. Think of it as your bullshit meter.
It's beautiful.
So I've told the story. You guys have all heard it. My kids, when they were little, because they knew this about Lapis, it's the liar stone, the truth stone. So they would look to see, does mom have her Lapis bracelet on? Because if they saw that, they were like, oh yeah, no.
Can't lie to her now.
Not gonna try telling a story about that one. All right, yeah, no, I didn't.
Most moms have eyes in the back of her head.
Yeah.
Krista has a third eye in the back of her head.
So it is. It's about opening your intuition. So what Damaris was saying about talking, about talking, listening and finding truth, that's for what Neptune is.
Yeah. Lapis
will help you find what your truth is. So your truth and what is being said. So we'll just use, for example, if it's on Facebook, of course it's 1,000% true. Little bit. If Lapis will help you, is that true for you? Maybe what it is true for you. Yeah. But if you don't, the meter to understand is, and what Lapis is here to help us understand, is the fact that you need to be the gauge of what you believe, what your inner wisdom is, what that brings forth for you. Lapis is here to help remind you that, hey, P.S. by the way, you have that thing. It's called your intuition. Use it. That butterfly in your gut, that little tingling up your spine, that something just doesn't feel quite right feeling that you might get. Yes, that's all intuition, by the way. That gut feeling. Yes. So trust in that, and you'll find that Neptune, that one power is there already with you. Mm-hmm. And it all lines up with the stone. So it's the stone of wisdom, the stone of truth. It is known as a nobility stone. It is a stone that people fight. Well, the best Lapis you can get is in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. And the reason why you'll start seeing prices of Lapis increase, and the reason why you'll start seeing less and less and less of real Lapis, is because the Taliban has decided that it can no longer be mined.
Mm-hmm. When I look at Lapis, I think of a starry night.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I agree. A starry night, and it's a beautiful stone. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who aren't familiar, it's that dark, beautiful blue, and it has pyrite in it. Thank you for sharing the picture again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great picture of Lapis Lazuli. And it was funny. I typed Lapis in here. You guys are going to appreciate that. I'm typing Lapis in and to do some research. Just, I already knew what road I was getting for it, but here in Naples, there's a Lapis museum.
Wow.
You gotta go.
I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to have to
You're
look
in the
this up.
You're gonna have to go.
It is. So, and then here's the funny part is then Black Lapis came up, which I'm not very familiar with Black
I've
Lapis. so I'm
never
gonna look
heard of that.
No.
Yeah, but there's a museum of, it's called Lapis, it's not black, it's not the word
Nigra.
black. Nigra, Lapis Nigra, thank you. Lapis Nigra, and there's a museum of that in Rome.
No kidding.
No kidding. Those two things popped right up in my Google search.
Wow.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go back and look at that a little bit further.
Yeah.
Just
Take
because
pictures and put it on the group.
on the
Yeah.
group. Yeah, because
On
it
the
is.
Woo
It's
Network.
on
Yes.
our Woo Network.
Yes.
I love it. So
I love
for those of you that are watching, before the show, we were talking, and Damaris, you're the one, didn't you coining the Woo Network?
No,
We were talking.
No, that was Gayle.
Oh, that was Gayle that did. Okay.
I
And you
second.
just-
Word
I
Crone.
Yeah, Word Crone came up with that. So yes, that was a tonight thing.
Yeah.
We were just having.
I seconded and I said, Krista, write that down, and you have.
And it
to
is.
do it.
Tracy wrote it. I had her write it because she was in reach of the
Yes.
notebook. Yes.
Beautiful.
Here's
Yeah.
our next sponsor of today's show.
Yeah.
Classic Act Imports has Lapis on hand. So if you need a piece, you can always trust Sue for high quality
Yeah.
and fair dealing. So
It's
Definitely.
a beautiful stone. It's a beautiful.
It's an
stone.
awesome one to have. I mean,
Yeah.
I wear a piece of it. I wear it in a bracelet every day right
Yeah.
here.
mhm.
I always have it on. And then I also have a pendant. And
I
I
have
did
a pendant too. I have one.
recently buy another bracelet that it's at the house up in the Netherlands because I'm busy traveling. But yeah, because it's wonderful to have a great stone to work with. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I really think that it's a wonderful stone to work with,
Yeah.
especially working on your truth. And a lot of what we all have to deal with, most of all, is trusting ourselves and learning to trust our own wisdom, our own
Yeah.
knowledge, our own intuition.
Yeah.
And
And-
while learning how to do that, it's always great to surround yourself with like-minded people, like in our Coven of Joy.
There we go. And we encourage you all to be joining the Coven of Joy over there as on the Patreon page. And we have all kinds of fun. And I'll be posting, I guess I'll go ahead and
We
I'll
have a
post
full
that.
moon on the 7th.
Yes. No, and we're supposed to do another Moon and Woo on the 5th, which I just need to let you ladies know. I'm going to be on the plane flying. I will literally be in flight for Moon and Woo. So you two will be doing Moon and Woo.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Maybe send us a few notes so we can take care of your seg.
I will. And I have to share something for those of you who have listened to the replay of our Moon and Woo. The stone that for the full moon has come up several times since then. And I'm already seeing it and sensing it, that it is going to carry through all the way through the next 6.5 months.
Wow.
So don't think that it was short and sweet. I'm already seeing it's like, oh no, this bad boy is with us for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just want to say something before Gayle takes it over. So this new full moon is in Gemini. It's opposing, the sun in Sagittarius, and that is also going to culminate in the midterm elections that we had. That there was a lot of confusion and a lot of chaos. So that full moon that's coming we're gonna get some results out of that by then.
Okay. Awesome.
Fabulous.
Okay, cool.
That is great.
Fantastic. Thanks. Objective clarity supercharges your creativity. Defy that one. Now, before I actually get into this, I want to kind of piggyback on everything that you guys have been saying so far, because this past week I had an altercation, seems like too harsh of a word about it, right? But I had posted something on Facebook about my love of Black clothing, right? And, you know, a lot of my girls were like, yeah, me too, me too, me too. Right. And then there was this one person who came on and she's like, oh, be careful of that Black clothing. Black absorbs energy. You know, if you're around negative people or depressed people, you'll take all that on. And I'm like, that's not how it works. And she's like, no, you gotta go see my guru on YouTube. And he says this. And then I'm like, well, I can see how your guru is a little confused, because Black as a color absorbs visual light and does not reflect anything back out. So therefore it absorbs light, not energy. Right? So it's really easy for the powers that be and the powers that we put on pedestals in front of us as our gurus and our authority and our teachers and our magistrates and our priests and our presidents and all of that, when they tell us something that they have been misinformed about, we take it at face value because we trust who it came from. Okay. Yeah. Trust yourself more. Mm-hmm. Trust that little bit of intuition that goes, like Krista was saying, something's not quite right here, right? Yes. Because it could be something as innocent as that. You know, somebody tells a very influential person, Black absorbs light, and they equate light with energy, and all of a sudden Black absorbs energy, but it doesn't. It actually creates a barrier and repels energy. Yes. It protects you from other people's vibes.
100%. Right? I agree with that.
You know, so, we want to make sure that we're getting the accurate information through, and the best way to actually know that we are getting accurate energy is to go within. Ask yourself. Don't ask your brain. Ask your gut. Ask your being. Ask your body. Your body has such wisdom that we are rarely taught how to access. Yeah. Now, the three of us know how to access because of a company called Access, right?
Yes.
True.
Yes.
True.
Very
right?
true.
And it seems so simple that it's like, oh, that couldn't possibly work. But your body has knowledge, and you can ask questions of it, and you can get very simple answers. And sometimes you can even enroll your body in creating new realities for yourself. Yeah. And man, your body will, yes, let's do this now, especially if there's something in it for their body, right? So when we're talking about manifesting money, right? Your spirit doesn't need money. Your body needs money. You know, your body wants those pretty little eyelash extensions. Your body
wants even the money, right? It's the things that the money will buy that we're looking for.
Very good point. Exactly. So when you are about creating a reality for yourself where you have plenty of money, enroll your body. What do you want? What do you want to do? Do you want to go travel and you want to ski the Alps? Do you want, do you want to go to Vegas for the weekend? Well, let's see how you can make that happen. Maybe Krista doesn't. Maybe I do, right? Yeah. But it's your own individual body.
That's right. Although I'd love to go to Vegas and eat.
I got some steakhouses to take you to, sweetheart. Oh,
there's some really good food. We had some amazing food when we were in Vegas.
Yes.
I think that we're in a war of information and misinformation. Technological war, kind of, right? Where we have to definitely, be able to discern, which is a spiritual gift, what, resonates and what doesn't. And they just throw out what doesn't.
Yes. Yeah. But we have to be very careful. And this is where wisdom comes in. All right. because we always talk about judgment, right? Let go of judgment, all right? Judgment is not the problem. Condemnation is the problem.
Mhm.
Judgment is made up of two parts, discernment and condemnation, right? When we can stay in the discernment, like this is good for me, may not be good for you, but that's none of my business.
That's right.
This is good for me, and not judging you because it's not good for you.
100%.
Right? And so we've got all of those things collapsed, and we rarely have leaders and people that we've put in authority in the world, right, that understand that fine, subtle distinction between judgment and discernment without condemnation, right? Yeah, so we could go way down the rabbit hole on that one.
Yeah.
But to stick with today's theme, actually, right? We're talking about our own personal clarity, going within to discern for ourselves what's real and what's not. There's that Neptune influence, that Neptune going direct influence. It will become even more clear for us that what is for us and what is not for us. All right. Also, that number one thing, because it is just about us. It's not about our partnerships. It's not about our community. It's not about any of the other following numbers, right? It's about that one, that solo energy that is you, connected to your higher self, connected to the source of the universe, right? In alignment. It's all a very big, long one, right?
Yeah. Well, also the one says I am, right? So I am could be detrimental also, right? I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that, which is a negative, so we can be destroying our self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is really the word.
We absolutely can. Yes. Anything that follows those magic words, I am, takes form on some level. Yes. And we don't want to give form and voice to things that make it more difficult for us to be who we were created to be.
Yes.
Right. So we need to practice those words as well. Like I am satisfied. I am happy.
I am enough.
And give your voice to them. And it's a weird concept because people generally don't run around going, I'm happy. They don't because
I am. I'm always, I'm always exceptional.
You are
fantastic.
Yeah.
So when
you always have that energy of, happy, and she does.
That's how she gets that energy because she chooses those words.
I give it those words. People will say, so, they'll be like, so how are you? I am fantastic. How are you? I am excellent.
You claim it.
You got to claim it. Even if I'm having a gray and foggy day, I may not be, fantastic or exceptional. I might be, I'm great. Thank you. And then here's the secret. I thank the person for asking.
Yes.
Thank you for asking. Because by putting, and I genuinely mean it. Thank you for asking me. Because that gives claim to the I am.
And it also invokes gratitude, which causes expansion.
Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Which is Jupiter, by the way.
Yep.
It's Jupiter. So see, I am. Yeah, you got to practice it.
Yeah, the one is the I am.
Yes. Now let's get back to today's actual, clarity. Supercharges creativity, right? So when you know what's true for you and what is what you and your being and your body want to experience in this life, regardless of whether or not anybody else says that it's okay, you have permission, I approve of that, whatever the case may be, right? When you have that clarity about what is for you, right? Your body, your being will put it into existence like magic. Okay. It supercharges your ability to create what it is that you choose to experience in your life when you have that. Okay. Now, some of you may be able to identify with this. Do you ever have an overbearing parent that says, oh, when you grow up, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or a nurse, and you tried to fit into their version of you and it just didn't fucking work, right? It sucked. You hated it the whole time. It was a struggle getting the grades until you finally gave up. And some people don't give up. They, rather than disappoint their parents, they will hate their lives, right? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, does it?
No.
And it's, you don't have to live that way. So in case you're waiting for somebody to give you permission to be who you are and who your creator created you to be, we three Crones do that. As a body of authority.
Permission granted. Yeah. Hey, and if you need a permission slip, just say, please, I need a permission slip. I will sort one out and I will sign it and send it to you.
We need to put that in the Woo Network.
That's right.
Patreon only. You got to be Patreon covenant.
That one is you have to be a Patreon. I will.
In writing.
Yeah, to get a signed permission slip.
That's right. We got that.
We have
awesome.
that.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So moving along, because we're already over time, I'm going to do the last little bit here pretty quick. All right. Today's card of the day is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So essentially, watching me talk, that's Queen of Swords energy right there. Because I may tell you things that you don't necessarily want to hear. I may tell you things that you do need to hear. And I may say some stuff that leaves you with a feeling one way or the other, okay? But always know that energy is yours to take on as well, should you choose to do so, right? You have the ability to create and to destroy with your words. So speak wisely, speak kindly in all situations, but speak your truth.
I love that. Plus, you're the dragon slayer, so you have that sword cutting through the bullshit,
Right?
There you go.
Yep. All right. So congratulations to this week's Woo Woo winner of the week, Christy Coda. Thank you so much for being part of the Three Crones and the Woo Woo. Please reach out to either Damaris, Krista, or myself, whoever you choose to deliver your prize. For those of you who don't know how this works, each week we give away a 30-minute reading. If you choose me, it will be an intuitive tarot reading. If you choose Krista, it will be a crystal reading. And if you choose Damaris, it will be a numerology reading. So all you got to do is reach out to us on Facebook Messenger. Let us know I choose you, and we'll get you onto our schedule immediately, if not sooner. All right. And of course, for everyone else who didn't win this week, you are more than welcome to reach out to us on Facebook Messenger and book your own appointment with any one of us Three Crones. All righty.
Gift certificates are available.
Yes.
That's right. Yes, they
Think
are.
about that with your holiday shopping.
That's it. Yep.
What were you going to say? All right. Fabulous. I'm looking at notes here. I'm looking at notes and Lama or Chris making notes of what we're talking about. So back to, once again, I want to thank all of you for being here. The people that are watching either in the replay or live, the people that, are here every week. Sue, Tracy in person this week. Thank you so much for being part of the show, Tracy.
Come say goodbye.
She's
coming. She's coming. Here
and
she
all
is.
of the other people that make this such a wonderful thing to do every week. Thanks so much, Tracy.
Thank you.
Right.
It's great being here with you guys.
It's wonderful having you here. Mwah. And I'll bet just as wonderful for your sister to have you where she can hug you. Awesome. 20 years. All right. Thank you, one and all. Love you all, and we'll see you soon.